Hey guys, what's up? My name is Calvin and I have a new tutorial for you. It's a retouching tutorial and the topic is the dodge and burn look. I'm sure that many of you guys already know much about dodging and burning. You do a lot of dodging and burning and well, it's a great technique and I love to dodge and burn an image because I can add a little bit more depth and this kind of dodge and burn look. And what I like to do now is I like to show you my layer, my dodge and burn layer, what I did in the last 6 and 7 hours. Take a look. This is my gray layer and I did a lot of dodging and burning. Yeah, I think it was around 6 or 7 hours. And I'm sorry, I'm a bad liar. That was a lie. You can create a layer like this in less than 20 seconds. It's very easy to do, and this is the topic of this tutorial. I like to show you now the dodge and burn look and a way to create this layer in a very short time that you can save so much time in the future when you like to do some dodging and burning. Are you ready? So let's get started. So let me delete this layer here and let's create it again. So here's my background image, and the first thing what you have to do is you have to copy this background image twice. So just click here and drag it to this little icon or press Command J, and now we have two background copies. The next step is we have to invert the second copy, the copy what is on top here. To invert this layer, you can go to Image, Adjustments, Invert. You can find the shortcut here as well, and you can of course use shortcuts all the time. So let's click here on invert, and the reason is why we invert the layer. We like to sharpen the image with the blur tool. So we like to add the image a little bit more details with the blur tool, and that's why we have to invert the layer. A little bit freaky, and maybe some of you guys remember now the steps a little bit. They are very similar to my freaky amazing detail technique, what you can find on YouTube as well. Alright, so the next step is to change the blend mode from normal to vivid light. And now the image looks great. No, of course not, because we have to do one more step. The next step is we have to bring a little bit more details back into the image. And we can do that now with the blur tool because we inverted the layer before. So let's choose Filter, Blur, and in this case, let's choose the Surface Blur filter here. And right here, you have to play a little bit around with the numbers. When you did this tutorial or this technique a few times, you will figure out your numbers, what you like to have, and it depends a little bit on the image, but I think a good start is to choose a radius of 30 pixels and a threshold of 40 levels. That's a good start. To test the dodge and burn look, and later you're able to play around here a little bit to figure out, maybe you will find some better numbers, what is better for your image. So let's click OK. And now the next step is to switch the blend mode to overlay, but it's not possible because we have the blend mode here to vivid light, and when we switch to overlay, well, it looks not good. So what we have to do now is we have to merge this layer down. This was the reason why I did two copies of the background image. When I merge this layer down, I will have this effect, but then I'm able to switch the blend mode to overlay. So click here on Layer, Merge Down. And now we have the same effect, but now we are able to switch the blend mode from normal to overlay. But before we do this, make sure that you do not have saturation in the image. And to desaturate the image, of course, you can choose an adjustment layer, but I recommend to do it right on the pixels. So choose Image, Adjustments, and then go to Hue and Saturation and bring the saturation down. And now you have a black and white image. And when you now switch the blend mode from normal to overlay, you have this freaky, amazing detail effect. Well, it's a very similar technique, but if you like to have details in the image, you like to create more details, go on YouTube and search for the technique Freaky Amazing Details, and you will find a better technique. But this technique is very similar. But we do not like to have more details. We like to have this dodging and burning effect. And when you now take a look at this gray layer, it looks too sharp. And when you blur a layer like this, you will get the dodge and burn look. And this is what we do next. So go to Filter, choose Blur, and then choose Gaussian Blur. And right here you have to play around a little bit. When you choose maybe 10 pixels, it's a very detailed dodging and burning look. If you choose, let's say, 30 pixels, well, the dodge and burn look is not so good here. So play around with the numbers a little bit. It depends on the image. If you have an image maybe with a lot of details, with less details. So just make sure that you can see highlights and shadows and very strong edges, and then everything is fine. All right, so I click OK. And when I switch now the blend mode from normal to soft light or overlay, I will have my dodging and burning effect. Take a look. Before, after, before, after. If you like to have more of this effect, just duplicate the layer again. And now you have a very strong dodge and burn look. So take a look at this shirt here. When I click before, after, that was before, after, before, after. So much more depth in the image. So let me delete this layer and let me explain you one more thing. Let's choose here blend mode normal and take a look at this layer. We have now the dodging and burning effect everywhere in the image. When you do not like to have this dodging and burning effect right here in the background, what you can do is choose a brush and make sure that you double click here on the foreground color and that you have here a 50% gray. Because what you can do is you can paint the background right here back in the 50% gray, and then you will not have this effect on your dodging and burning layer. So it depends a little bit on what parts of the image you like to have this dodging and burning look. And another thing is, if you are not happy with the dodging and burning effect, if you like to have more, it's a gray layer. Keep on going with dodging and burning. Choose your dodge tool or your burn tool, and then you can keep on going with dodging and burning. So this layer, this technique is perfect to create a final look, but it's perfect as well if you like to start doing dodging and burning. So this layer is a good start, and you already have a good, let's say, foundation for your dodging and burning effect. So I hope you like this effect, I hope you like this technique, and I hope you can save a lot of time in the future with dodging and burning. And make sure you practice a little bit with the numbers and to get a little bit more experience, and try this technique with different kind of images to figure out what you have to do and what kind of numbers you have to choose. All right. This was it. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, I have a playlist on YouTube with a lot of English tutorials. Make sure you check this playlist out, and if you like to see more tutorials, you can find complete tutorials, retouching workflows on my website photoshopfreaks.com. Alright guys, I appreciate your time that you watched this tutorial, and I hope to see you soon.